Hey everybody out there. Just gonna play some of this Game of the Year edition, Horizon Zero Dawn. Give you guys my take on why I think this game here is definitely, without a doubt, the Game of the Year. Yo, yo, yo. Just going to tell you guys a little bit about why I think this game here is the 2017 Game of the Year. I mean, think about this. What other game out there can you guys ride freaking Dinobots? I mean, just think about that. Before Horizon Zero Dawn, what other game allow that? Just look at the game. What's good, dear Arvana? What do you think is going to be the Game of the Year to you? Give me, I want you guys to give me some of your opinions. I think it's bar none. I think it's Horizon Zero Dawn. Not just because of the graphics, but it goes more to that. It goes to gameplay. It goes to everything. I think they check the box on everything. I mean, this company hired the correct script writers because that was their missing link. When it came to the Killzone games, they didn't have any characters that were memorable. I mean, look at this beautiful, beautiful game. Look at that. I mean, outside of the Uncharted and The Last of Us, I mean, what other games are there that can compete from not just a graphical standpoint, but just everything. Everything from gameplay to sound to technology. I mean, I think, besides Gran Turismo Sport, this game here has the best HDR. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Yeah, you're right. Again, God of War and other games, Spider-Man, but those games haven't released yet. We're talking about the games for 2017. We know Sony has other juggernauts that are eventually going to dethrone Horizon Zero Dawn. Keep it in mind now, the Naughty Gods, Naughty Dog themselves, Neil Druckmann, after he saw this game here, he said that Naughty Dog is going to have to step their game up. This took it to a whole nother level. And to have somebody of that stature to say that, then that just reaffirms what I'm saying. This game here is just a masterpiece. Yes, we have Mario and we have Zelda. And those games are great in their own right. They are great. But, this is why I get this game a notch. This game came out of thin air. This game did not exist before this game. Guerrilla Games was creating Killzone and Killzone only. And I mean, as much as I love Killzone, I mean, the franchise hasn't set the world on fire like we wanted it to. So this game here came out of nowhere. Yeah, Dr. Vayner, I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, again, Neil Druckmann said he was going to have to step his game up. And based on The Last of Us 2, of what we saw at Paris Games Week, I mean, it seems like they definitely did. I mean, but we know that those guys have the know-how. Again, it takes a great studio, it takes a great company, a great talented list of developers to create these masterpieces. I mean, this here can compete with anything a PC has ever delivered. Don't tell me anything about Witcher. Don't tell me anything about PUBG. This game here, bar none, is a masterpiece. Everything from the movement, the weapons, the depth of field. I mean, just the sheer size of this game. From the creatures to the... I mean, this is something we've never seen before, and I think they nailed it. And from that standpoint, I think this game should be the game of the year. All of the Marios always get perfect scores. All of the Zeldas always get perfect scores. And I agree, Sikima, man. Gears of War 4 does not look better than Horizon. It doesn't. It doesn't. Now we can talk about Gears 4 on the X looking beautiful. It does look beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It's the best looking game on the X. It does. It is for the X, for a Microsoft product. But keep in mind, guys, it's Gears. It's the same game we've been playing for the last freaking 15 years. And I'm not going to take anything away from it, but it's been there and done that. They made the textures better. They increased the resolution. You know, it is great. But again, it's on an Xbox. It's not much to compete on that box. Gears 4 on the X is how that game should have came out looking on the OG and on the S. And it wasn't, they didn't just, on the Gears, on the XX, they didn't just increase and put 4K textures. They did more than that to that game. They went back and they really did a work job on it, and they should. And again, that's why exclusives matter, because no multi-plat game is going to get treated like an exclusive. They're not going to take advantage like they should. Sure, yes, Gears does do the whole dynamic thing, but let's call a spade a spade. The Xbox X is a dynamic box. It is not a 4K machine. It's a dynamic box. All of their games besides Forza is not native. It's all dynamic. It's all dynamic and checkerboard. It's the same stuff as this PlayStation Pro here. And I'm not knocking it. That's good, but again, they've spent the whole year downing the Pro, downing Horizon Zero Dawn, downing, you know, the Uncharted. They spent all this time downing the Pro, and then they bring out a box that's doing the same exact thing. And one game that I'm going to talk about besides this is Gran Turismo Sport. That game is so beautiful. It competes and beats Forza 7 running on the PC at 4K, ultra settings, ultra textures, 60 frames, everything. It beats that. So again, it is not necessarily about raw power. It's about the developers, the talent, and what they can do. Power means nothing without something of this quality. Look at this. I'm zoomed all the way in. You don't see any soupy textures, any muddy textures or anything. Keep in mind, just take a look at this. It's just, this game it's a masterpiece. And again, this is why it deserves to be game of the year. We've never seen anything like this before. It just hasn't been done. Look at, again, yeah, look at the hair. Look. This is on 4.2 teraflops with I want to say 8 gigs of RAM. I think only 4 or 5 gigs is for the textures and stuff. Look at the skin. You can see the pimples on her skin. I mean, in the depth of field on the backside, this is, look at the flowers. This is a masterpiece. And I honestly think it'll be a disservice to give it to a game that was not created out of the blue, did not set a benchmark for the whole year. Sure, they can give it to Mario. You know, Mario just came out, what, a couple of weeks ago? It's Mario. You know, as beautiful that game is, as much as a masterpiece that game is on what they did, you know, it's Mario. It's tried and true. You can release a Mario next year. It's going to be a game of the year contender. Assassin's Creed is a pretty game. Shout out to All Day. What's going on, man? What's up, Big Knight? Yeah, the Assassin's Creed, man, it's a beautiful game. I'm glad these guys at Ubisoft took a couple of years off to regain their composure, because releasing those damn games every year, every other year, man, is, you know, is not good. And this is why I think Forza needs to take some time off. Give those guys about 3 or 4 years to build something from scratch and come up with something new. Yeah, Assassin's Creed looked beautiful. Again, it's an open world game just like this. But I don't know if I'm in love with the art style or if the game was just that big of a masterpiece. I'm still playing it. I love it. I enjoy it. Of course, you know, the guys over in Africa, over in Egypt, right up, you know. You know, Zelda, Mario, Ass Creed. What else could be in a contender? Obviously, this one here. This would be number one. What other games came out this year that could be in the running? You know, I'll be willing to throw the Uncharted DLC hat in the ring. Only from a technical standpoint. What they did with the HDR and the neon lights and all that stuff, you know, that's, you know. I mean, if you're going to give PUBG a chance, I mean, think about it. PUBG is a beta game for PC. The game is ass ugly. There is nothing beautiful about that game at all. It's not a masterpiece about nothing. It's a sandbox game. And if they're going to try to give that a shot, then, I mean, come on, man. Neo. Neo's a great game. Great game. It won't win any graphical showhouse awards, but overall gameplay and sound and stuff like that, yeah. I agree all day. Put Wolfenstein or Assassin's Creed, replace that PUBG, man. It's, you know. But again, you know, the reason I can think that they added that was because the damn thing sold 20 million plus copies. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. Yo, EJ, what's going on, man? Thanks for rocking out with me. I agree. Developers are lazy. This is why exclusive matters. Exclusive games matter. So you can put all your developers on there and you know what you're going to get. You know if they work hard and they got the talent, it's going to pay off. Now the story, you know, that's more opinionated. You know, some people, they liked Killzone's story. I didn't, but you know, some people do. So it's all opinionated. But I mean, my God, look at this game. I mean, just look at the motion. Look at what they were able to accomplish, man. I mean, you know, I mean, just out of nowhere, out of thin air, they created this game. Now I'm just running through this game just so I can have something to play, you know. Man, this, I mean, man, yeah, you're right. Look, I mean, look at the rain effect. Look at this. Look at this. This is in-game footage. This is no CGI trailer, guys. I mean, this game just is so freaking beautiful, man. The sound, I mean, just all the people that are on the screen. I mean, it's just a masterpiece. The Decima engine. That's what, you know, that's what your boy gonna be using for the game. What's the game? Hideo Kojima. He's going to be using that for Death Stranding. Again, Sony has some big hitters, man. They got the big hitters. They don't have to keep going with Nathan Drake, you know. We already know Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a sequel. They already said that's why they named it Zero Dawn after Horizon. So the next game is going to be Horizon something else. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. That's going to be the real deal there. And hopefully I get to play some of it at PSX this year. Yeah, Joe, I bought the DLC as well. I need to go ahead and get started on that. Pretty much all last week and this week, man, I've been on the X trying to do my comparisons. You know, I've been on that Switch. Yes, sir. We'll be at PSX in the house. Just look at the big beast. Look at that. And I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to show you guys why I think this game here deserves Game of the Year. Look at those big creatures. And you guys know basically the T-Rex. I mean, freaking thing is huge. But I tell you what, if PUBG wins Game of the Year, man, you know, it's going to be a lot of pissed off people. How can a beta, the game is not even, you know, basically, I mean, it's not, it's a sandbox title. Hey, Ian, what's going on, brother? Big night. Yes, I am, man. I got my wife coming with me this year. You know, this is my first year at PSX. I was going to go last year, and that didn't work out. But this year, I got my wife going with me. She's not a big gamer. She's not a gamer at all, man. But, you know, she gets to travel. She gets to go shopping, so I'm dragging her along. She can hold the camera or something. But it's going to be fun, man. We're going to meet up with... you know, some more people. Oh yeah, the Devil May Cry 5, man. If that game comes out
that up later.
And it's shown at PSX, and if you know, I don't think it's going to be exclusive, but if it becomes exclusive, oh man, that's going to be a tough sell for Microsoft, man. You gotta have exclusives. You gotta close the deals. You know, you gotta be able to close the deal. I mean, look at her. You can see the freckles in her face. All, you know, her clothes and everything. All that stuff is all separate. No, you know what? I don't want it to be exclusive. I really don't. I think time is kind of over for the exclusive third-party deals. I think time is over for that. You know, this generation is I mean, it's the winner is, you know, the company with the most sales is won. I mean, it's Microsoft is never coming back, but they have a great product, and right now, you know, it is what it is. I think they need to cut out the exclusive third-party deals now. Now that, you know, everybody's happy, everybody's good. That, you know, now the DLC, like getting extra content and stuff like that, I think that's perfect. You know, the company should fight for the marketing rights and stuff like that. But as far as exclusive stuff, nah. We need Microsoft, you know, we need Microsoft in the game. Sick humor. OBJ, what's going on, my brother? Man, I'm telling you, man, I got PUBG and I play it on PC, bro, but that game is nowhere near Game of the Year material. That means if that game gets Game of the Year, that means that game is better than Horizon Zero Dawn, Mario, Zelda, Assassin's Creed, and many more games that deserve it. As a beta, as an unfinished game. And that would basically be a slap in the face to all of these developers. You know, so if an unfinished game can win Game of the Year, why would they give you a finished game? True, popularity, I get it. But you know what? PC crowd is different than a console crowd. It is. I mean, a shitload of games that I play on PC are not finished, you know, but I'm willing to pay that because some of those games I only have to spend $5 and $10 to get into the early access, you know, on Steam. And you basically contribute money, and over the years as they build it up, you get the new builds, and you basically get to help them with the feedback to create the game. That's a PC model. That's not a console model. So I don't think we need to mix PC with console at all. Here's the thing, Joe. That's funny, man. Yeah. Here's the thing. 2018 is gonna, according to Yoshida, is gonna be even bigger than 2017. So they've already given you their plan. Sony has already given you their playbook. All their games like God of War. What else? We got God of War. We got Detroit Becomes Human. We got Spider-Man. All of those games are coming out early 2018. That's early. That's within the first 3 to 4 months. Those are huge games. That's not like Knack. That's not like, you know, some little small potatoes. Those are huge games. I mean, those are blockbusters. DR Vayner, yep, 7 exclusives within, you know, January to April. So if they release those big games up front, and they're saying that 2018 is going to be bigger than 2017, then that means they got even more, I'm not going to call them filler games, but, you know, other exclusives that they have coming. I mean, look at this game here. I mean, you don't have to have fucking 4K textures to see the blades of grass on this game. So, I mean, look at that tree. Does it really matter that that's not 4K textures? I really can't tell, you know, the difference. But, you know, to each his own. But this game is a masterpiece to be able to run on 4.2 T-flops. You know. Yeah, PSX is I mean, let's call it what it is, man. PSX is for the fans. Sony cares more about PSX than they do E3. This is their event. They can spend as much time as they want. They can curate it the way they want. And they know their fans are probably going to end up crying like they were last year. And you can't buy that kind of publicity. This year has been overwhelming when it comes to games. I'm not gonna lie. As a guy that plays on, you know, obviously PlayStation, you know, I'm playing VR, I'm playing the Switch, I'm playing, you know, PC and the Xbox. You know, and again, I'm not a trophy whore. I'm not a game score guy. I rotate between games. You know, I spend an hour on a game and I'll rotate to another one or a different console or something like that. That's just me. I don't really care for, you know, when I get trophies and stuff, it's cool, but I don't go hunting. And I wish I had time like some guys to just platinum every single game, you know, every 2 days, but I don't. You know, I got a family, I got a wife. My wife she's not gonna let me sit on my ass and do that. I got meetings and stuff I need to do, and you know, I got other things. You know, I go outside and ride motorcycles and cars and spend time with the kids and stuff. So, you know, as much as I wish I could just stay at home and play games all day, I don't. But this is my hobby of choice, and man, sick humor. I do, man. I do.
Looks like that machine carries fluid in those sacks. I'm sure I want to find
Tekken 7. You can get it on, brother. A quick question for you guys. Do you guys think that Sony or Microsoft is going to try to go towards for Capcom? Do you guys think that could be an announcement at PSX? If they come out and say, "Hey, we've acquired Capcom."
Just stay out of their way for now.
Definitely, I'll definitely let you know, man. We'll get it together. Yo, what's up, Trayton? What's going on, man? Hope everything good with you. The almighty Spartan God. Heartache. Oh yeah, I checked out his video a little bit earlier. Man, that dude is entertaining. Yeah, you're right. Capcom and Sony, you know, they are kind of close. You guys remember last E3 We got the was it the Marvel vs. Capcom? They released it like that day. They said you can have it. Go download it. Exclusive. You know, for that length of time. So, well, guys, don't forget now that game Deep Down by Capcom, the exclusive for Sony, is still coming. They've already said it. They renewed the IP and the name and everything, so it's coming. It started out as being a free-to-play game, then it started out and as something different. So, who knows? I was really hoping that. I mean, look at this. Look at that. The moonlight. I mean, this game is just so freaking. It hits you at every turn. Monster Hunter World will be PS4 exclusive in Japan. Well, that's not. I mean, That's not. That's expected. They've only sold like freaking 8 copies of the Xbox this year in Japan. I mean, Xbox is non-existent in Japan, and I know I think they sold a couple of copies in Japan of the X, but I mean, it's not. That would never be a big thing. They just don't have any Japanese games. They're not. I don't think in the past Microsoft has been really supportive of those games and been nice to those developers. I mean, look at freaking Scalebound getting canceled. Platinum Games basically are never doing anything else with Microsoft. You can't piss off those Japanese developers and then expect them to give you some games. So of course, by default, they're probably going to go to Nintendo and to Sony. Yeah, they say they sold out in Japan. I mean, think about it. How many consoles did they really release in Japan? They couldn't release no more than about 10 consoles. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, and most of the people who bought those Xboxes in Japan are on the military base. They're the U.S. guys in the military. When you're on the military base and you're bored, you're not doing anything, of course they're gonna, But it's not like people standing outside the line and stuff like that, The Xbox exclusive, the Xbox exclusives are the PC awards. Yeah, you're right. Those guys are really counting on PUBG. They are hyping up PUBG like shit. PUBG is their game, like it was built for the Xbox. So. You know what? Here's the thing about it. It's been 4 years. If they haven't asked for games in 4 years, they're probably not going to. Eventually, some games will come. Now, will those games be on par with this game here? 90%, probably not. What Microsoft needs, man, they really need 2 good IPs, 2 brand new IPs that are graphical showcases. Forza's not gonna cut it, guys. Halo's not gonna cut it. They're working on Halo 6. Cuphead is an indie game. I would rather Cuphead would have been on a Switch. I need that in my Switch library.
These are helpful. Bitter though.
I bought that game. I beat it. I beat it in 2 days. Good game, but again, it's an indie game. I mean, that game could come on the on the iPhone. which I'm pretty sure a year from now we may, you know, a little bit less than a year now, we may get, you know, Cuphead on the iPhone. You know, I got the iPhone X. The thing is powerful. So yeah, playing Cuphead on the go. I mean, that's a game that should have, you know, and think about it. If Microsoft owns the IP, they basically could say, hey, look, I want to make more money. Let's put this game, let's, you know, it's been on the Xbox for so long now. Let's go ahead and make some more money. Put that thing on other consoles, you know, especially the Switch. Look, we know Gears, we know they're probably working on Gears, they're working on Halo, and we know we're going to get a Forza Horizon next year. We know that. Man, I've been playing the that Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the X earlier today. Great game. I know guys were complaining about the microtransactions and all the BS. What outfit is this? Let's check it out, man. Let's check it out. This is one of my outfits I got for getting the collector's edition. So I still have some codes that I'm probably going to give away that has a bunch of her outfits. So I bought the collector's edition. It came with her statue and stuff like that. So it's pretty good, man. It's worth it. This game here is a masterpiece. You know, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but for a studio to make a total different game, to come out with something like this that looks this good and plays this good. And look at the trees. I mean, yeah, my most anticipated game from what Microsoft showed, man, you know, is State of Decay 2. I love State of Decay 1. The game was ugly too. I mean, it was a ugly ass game, but again, the gameplay was compelling, and now I'm gonna be able to play with friends in co-op. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. One thing about State of Decay 2 that I'm kind of iffy about, what they showed, the graphics look okay. The graphics look much better and cleaner. The problem is they showed the animation and they still walk funny and robotic. Yeah, man, I had State of Decay on the 360 and I got it on PC. I still play it on PC. Man, you know what I want to know is, did Digital Foundry, did they do a coverage of this game here? You know, now Digital Foundry is all the rage. Did they do a technical analysis of Horizon Zero Dawn? That's true, Sick Humor. You can't buy talent, man. Neil Druckmann said that. He said it took years and years and years to put the right talent together that'll mesh together and work together and come up with something beautiful. You can't just buy some guys because they used to work at Naughty Dog or Capcom or whatever, put them all together in a room and say, hey, build me something. Yeah, you can't do that. Creep up on his, you know what. Yeah, but I'm hoping, man, that it looks like they use the same animations in State of Decay 2 that they did in State of Decay 1, and if so, that game it's gonna be trash. It's not gonna be good at all. Whoa, man. OBJ, man, you ain't gonna pay that 500 for that X, huh? You gonna wait, or well, I say wait 6 months. 6 months is that magical time to wait, and I'm gonna tell you why. The OG Xbox One, within 6 months, the price had dropped by $100. The Xbox One S. Within 6 months, the price had dropped even more. So, yeah, 6 months is that magical number. Yo, what up, Jay? Taliso? Yeah, you right, Jay. Unfortunately, man, you right. It is a indie game, but they put some money, some AAA money behind it. Here's the thing, I just don't think that studio has AAA talent. You can put money behind it, I mean, but man, you gotta have the whole engine game right. You gotta have your engine game right. And I think they're using the same engine. OBJ, you right, man, that $500, man, that's that video card right there. You ain't gotta worry about anything less than 60 frames, less than 4K, you know. Think about it, all the Xbox games going to PC anyway, so you're not really missing out. The only disadvantage, and I'll say it, is, you know, as a guy who game on PC, the community on PC is totally different than the community on console. You know, console is more closed off environment. You know, we all know each other, we all get to communicate and stuff. PC guys, they kind of stick to their own little clique, and so it's kind of hard to get friends on PC. How is that Conan, Felicio? Is that pretty good? I think I saw Tim Dog and them hyping that game up, but you know, they kind of hype up all the Xbox games. But before I buy it, I want somebody's actual opinion, you know. Yeah, mostly on PC, man. You know, I'll play PUBG, Overwatch. I do a lot of racing, like Project Cars 1 and 2, Assetto Corsa. I play in VR, so you know, a lot of that. I play Escape from Tarkov. Again, that's another early access game that I played, and I bought that game because it had potential. So basically, it's like an investment. Yeah, PC, man, is the MMO king. You know, I didn't get the Lord of the Rings MMO that they had, the online for the PlayStation. Obviously, they have it for PC too. I didn't get Final Fantasy 14. Craig Harris, what is up, my brother? I'm just sitting here playing the game of the year, Horizon Zero Dawn, and letting everybody know what kind of masterpiece this is, and just talking a little bit about games, man. OBJ, I feel you, man. I wish they did have the 60 frames per second option on the Pro and the X. But unfortunately, man, it's up to the developers, and we all know those developers are lazy as fuck. They will throw a game out there and then say, we'll patch that shit later. You know, who is going to get the game of the year? I think it's going to be I think it should be Horizon Zero Dawn, from a technical showcase and a masterpiece that this game is, coming from a studio that had never done any open world games ever before. I think it's either going to be Mario, Zelda, or Horizon Zero Dawn. I think those are the three that deserve it. As much as Assassin's Creed has improved this year, it's Assassin's Creed. There's a reason they didn't have it the last couple of years, because people got burnt out of it. They took time off and they got it. They changed the theme and they got it right. It's a beautiful game. It's a great game. While PUBG is good, I'm not gonna lie, that Fortnite is tight. I'm gonna be kind of disappointed if a multi-plat game get it, Yeah, Craig, we still don't have a 1080p 60 mode for Assassin's Creed. PUBG has, over 20 million subscribers, but that game is not released. That game is not a full game. It's still in beta. It's a beta. So I'm just afraid if they give it to PUBG, more developers. Look at this. This is freaking beautiful. I mean, just look at that. Look at the detail. Look at the trees. Look at the grass. Look at the foliage. Look at the sun. Look at the guide rays. Look at the reflection. The depth of field, the shadow, the HDR. I mean, this game is a beast. Even Neil Druckmann said they have to step their game up after this game released. And I doubt anyone will argue that Naughty Dog aren't the best developers in the world and release some of the best products in the world. I mean, this, and this game runs just like this, and it looks just like this on the PlayStation Slim. So these guys were able to create this masterpiece. I think this game, but who knows? The way that these award shows are, we all may be wrong. Call of Duty World War II may get the goddamn game of the year, or maybe Star Wars Battlefront, Yo, Jay, man, you tripping. You remember that? Some dudes were saying Gears 4 looked better. Man, stop it. Stop it. Gears 4 looks good for an Xbox game. It does. Again, you have to add that disclaimer in there. For an Xbox game. Xbox is not known for having graphical showcases and technical wizardry. It's not. Yes, Gears is nice. Gears is beautiful on the X. It is. But it's not in the same league. It's not a masterpiece such as Zelda Breath of the Wild, or I'm not even going to put Mario in the category, because I don't think Mario is a great game. It is a great game, but I don't think it should. It's Mario. That's like cheating. Everybody's going to say Mario is going to get it because, it's Mario. There hasn't been a Mario game that hasn't sold out since, 25, 30 years ago when the NES came out. Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna give her that pose. She wet too. Look at that, man. Just look at that hair. And look at the smoke, the clouds. Yeah, Cuphead was a good game, man. And those guys, they took a long time to bring it there. They deserve an Indie Award, at least. It's gonna, this next year, it's gonna be shocking to see what Microsoft can bring to the table that's not a shooter or a racer. If they can come with something that's not a shooter or a racer, yeah, I'm gonna strike a pose next to this here. Hellblade. Hellblade is another beautiful game. I mean, it's another graphical showcase. The sound, I mean, with the sound quality and all the audio stuff that they did, I mean, that's a showcase. This is what I mean about Game of the Year should be for people who took a long time to develop and craft a game. Yo, what up? Support. You said GT Sport on maintenance? That's good, man. I need a break from that anyway, man. I'm trying to take a day or two off. Man, that Shadow of Colossus, yeah, that's my game there. That's a day one buy for me. And that game is only gonna be, $30. So, man, kudos. One thing I can give Sony credit for, man, they really know how to take care of their fan base. Bar none. They do it for the gamer. They really do.
Easy, easy.
They're gonna give you these exclusives. They're gonna take care of the nostalgia. The whole nostalgia themes for their gamers. They're gonna give you the JRPGs, all the Japanese action games. They're gonna give you something for everybody. The only thing that I think they're lacking, which they may or may not give up on, is that shooter. Killzone was that shooter for them, but they may have some up their alley. Whether it's Siphon Filter, whether that may be, I don't know. See, I don't want that to be like a remaster or I want it to be a huge game like this. I want it to be a huge game. I want it to drop with the thunder like God of War or Days Gone or The Last of Us. Sony they have a way of delivering games where people say, oh, that can't be the real game. That must be CGI. And then they release the game and the game looks better than the original, video trailer that they showed. Sony has a knack for that. They deliver, Resistance. Could we get another Resistance game? Man, I would cry if they showed me something like that. I think that is one game that Sony needs a shooter. They really do. I'm not trying to say make it the shooter box, but and who knows, maybe now that Horizon Zero Dawn, the guys have the talent and they built up the studio, maybe Guerrilla Games might say, hey, let's try one more time. Let's try one more time to get it right with Killzone. Now that they got a juggernaut under their belt, I don't want them to keep making a bunch of Horizon Zero Dawn games, Yeah, that's Craig. That's true 4K. Anything above 1080p according to Microsoft is true 4K, so it's the same as the X. It's all true 4K. That's how we're gonna do this. I hope they make another Killzone game, but you know, just one last time, you know, or who knows, maybe they can remake number 2. I agree, support game. I agree, brother. The day that they stop making single player games, I'm out. Multiplayer games are okay, but there's a lot of people that do not play multiplayer. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I play more single player games than multiplayer games. Oh man, if we had a SOCOM, a Siphon Filter, Resistance, a Killzone, and a Splinter Cell or potential a Mag, yeah, that, you know, that would be nuts. Again, I don't know, man. So, Sony, they have a long bench. They have a deep bench. Sony has a very deep bench to go to. Now, mind you guys, I do believe they're going to save some of those games that we want. They're going to save it for the PS5. They're not going to deliver everything that we want this generation because, you know, the technology is limited to some capacity. I do believe a game like Horizon Zero Dawn and maybe The Last of Us are the last of the games of this generation that will, you know, that will be released. I think it'll be time for us to move on. Let's see what's going on next, you know. What's his name? Kaz, the guy, the creator for Gran Turismo Sport. He said he made that game with, you know, the future in mind. That thing can scale up to 8K and be, you know, with the 8K assets. So it's for future systems. So I can see that rolling over onto the, you know, the PS5 or something like that. But if Sony brings the games, one thing I don't want when the PS5 is released, I don't want it to be dry, and I don't want a shitload of remasters like we had this year. You know, I want to be able to have a game that say, yeah, man, they have been, you know, I want us to be able to say, yes, this was built from the ground up for this platform. This game cannot be achieved on any other platform. That's what I want. Craig, PS5 would do a little bit more. Oh man, I hope it do a lot bit more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to just be just a little step up. You know, I want it to be a huge leap. I do think games like Gran Turismo Sport, Horizon Zero Dawn, and The Last of Us, and Detroit Becomes Human, Days Gone, I do believe, you know, that's enough games for them to release for the next 2 years, and then it's time to step it up, man. It's time to move on. But I do believe that next gen, there is no reason for us to have a benchmark of 60 frames in any game. You know, there should be no more 30 frames per second games next generation. There's no excuses for it. I'm going to be hard pressed for them to try to explain to me why a game is 30 frames per second. Unless it's so photorealistic and it's running in 6K or 8K or whatever, but I mean, come on. I think the people have spoken. You got people like OBJ, you got people like you know, Hard Aid and some of the other guys that are, you know, you got to give me 60 frames to give me depth. And so that's not much to ask. All you got to do is give people an option. But again, these developers are so damn lazy, man. They don't want to go back and do it. Yeah, I agree. This next generation coming up, nothing should be 30 frames at all. If it is, I'm not buying it. That shit is not gonna sell. You can't cut it anymore. I get it's a console, but this is next generation, Craig. I'm pretty sure, you know, honestly, I don't even know why the X isn't doing 60 frames per second. With 6 T-flops, you know, and they games are 30 frames per second. You know the PS5 is going to be at least a minimum of 10 T-flops. Now, again, you know, the reason they're able to get this game running on the Pro and the Slim, and it looks so beautiful, is because they're using wizardry. They're using the techniques. You know, they're using a lot of different techniques that Mark Cerny talked about. Whether it's rapid pack math techniques, whether it's checkerboard, whether it's whatever, they're using different techniques to squeeze more power and fidelity out of a console that shouldn't be able to do it. And I get it. I actually like that. You know, I spent $3.99 and I'm getting this kind of performance, and I'm getting this, you know, for $3.99, I can't ask for, you know, a high-end PC. It's just being real. That's what I got a PC for. Am I willing to spend $600 for the PS5? Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. The Xbox One X, guys, is $500. I don't know if you guys knew it or not, but it's $500. And that damn system is running games in checkerboard. I mean, look at, was it Titanfall? Some of the I mean, the resolution goes down to 1260 something. You know, and being honest, guys, the PS3 came out at $600. I paid money for that. So
change of plan.
If they deliver the right specs and they sell it to me, yes, I'll happily spend an extra $100 over the X to get 60 frames locked on any game. Yes. You know it's going to be 4K. I mean, it's the next generation. It has to be 4K. There's no going back. From this point on, there's no going back. They come out with the PlayStation 5 and they're talking about, yeah, this game here is going to be checkerboarded, 1800p. I'm sorry, fam. That's a wrap. I can't do it. Should it include a 4K Blu-ray? Here's the thing, right? I got a shitload of 4K Blu-rays. I barely watch that shit. I don't, you know, streaming is so good now. I don't think you need it. I really don't. Now what they may have is a next generation 4K Blu-ray drive that allows the games to support like 200 gigabyte disc and 400 and 500 gigabyte discs. Basically the next generation medium. Because, I mean, let's face it, just on the Xbox X with the 4K texture packs and stuff, the average game, it takes up 200 gigabytes for one freaking game. Yeah, and keep in mind, most people stream their stuff anyway. I'm pretty sure the RAM is going to increase. That's without a doubt. 16. Here's the thing about it. For all you guys who have PCs, 16 gigs is all you need, man. You don't need any more than that. No, you gotta have a disk drive though. You have to. You just have to, because I mean, not everybody has the type of bandwidth that's needed. Sure, even now with the Xbox One X, you have a disk. It installs some of the files, and you still have to download a shitload more. But I mean, the discs hold at 50 gigabytes. I need that 50 gigabytes. You know, I don't want to have to download that 50 gigabytes. But maybe there's a next gen medium that maybe Sony's producing that allow the discs to be bigger, and that way we don't have to download all this shit. That would be awesome. Yeah, they could launch one without a disk drive, but I don't think they want to go through all that hassle. You know, some guy, I don't think they want to go with that $500, $600 tier like they did with PS3. I think those days are over. That's true, Nate. Most of the discs are pretty much blank. It's just for the copy protection. You pop the disc in, your game is gonna download anyway. Yeah, Craig, Elite Dangerous. There's no patches yet for Elite Dangerous that I know of. That's it's supposed to be coming in December, from what I hear, for the Pro. All right, Almighty Spartan God, thanks for rocking out with me, bro. Have a good evening. 2 terabyte hard drive, PS4, 5? No, man. I think we need a minimum of 4. Those hard drives are so dirt cheap. I bought a 8 terabyte hard drive for like $60. And inside the PlayStation, the Pro, and the Xbox, they're using laptop hard drives. They're using the 2.5 millimeter drives, not the big drives, the big platters that goes into the PCs. So, I say slap 2 of those puppies in there. At least give me 4 terabytes. Well, with the X and the OG Xbox, you're not supposed to be able to swap the drive out. That's why they gave you the external hard drive support. You can't crack that puppy open, and if you do, you might break something, or you're definitely going to void your warranty. PSP GOAT. Yeah, that's true. But again, that's a handheld. That's different. I just don't see these guys offering a disc-less version. After the PS3 debacle, guys, it's a hard sell. Again, I started this podcast, this stream here, because I wanted to show you guys how beautiful this game was and why Kratos thinks that this game should definitely win Game of the Year. I mean, look at those fireflies. We can go over here to this tree. A lot of times, some trees have ants. You can see the leaves that the ants are carrying. This game just has a lot going on for it. The character is so detailed. The world is so massive. I think this should be Game of the Year. That's my opinion. It has HDR, some of the best HDR I've ever seen. The night in the night and day cycles, it's just perfect. It's perfect. You know, if it doesn't get it, I'm pretty sure Zelda or Mario get it, and you know, I won't be that mad. But this game here, man, coming from Guerrilla Games, a studio that was known for making, you know, Killzone only, then that's just, you know. You know, so yeah, man, I'm playing this on the LG B6 65 inch, just the LG 4K OLED. If PUBG win, man, I'm gonna be so pissed. I don't care how many copies the game sell.
Gotcha.
We have literally had games that didn't sell a fraction, like, you know, a fraction of what PUBG sold and won. We've had indie games to win. Thanks, Big Night, man. Yeah. Exactly. It's a new IP. Again, you know, I said that it's a new IP, never been done before. It has fucking Dinobots in it. Come on, who doesn't like that? I mean, it's a new IP. It's from a studio that is not known for creating games like this. So you know, it has that single player story driven element in it. So this is why I think that this game should win. Well, guys, I'm probably gonna get ready to wrap this stream up. It's getting late, and I got work in the morning. Got a couple of meetings. So thank you guys for rocking out with me, checking out Kratos' take on everything. It's good seeing you guys, you know, Craig, OBJ, all you guys, you know, John. If it wins, you know, it wins, it wins. Overwatch, yeah, Overwatch won last year. It beat out Uncharted 4, which was a rob, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. You know, the Naughty Gods can't win it forever. But thank you guys for rocking out with me, man. And if you don't have Horizon Zero Dawn, go check out what all it talks about. It's a beautiful game. It's a masterpiece. They are working on the sequel. It's Sony's new IP now that the Uncharted series is kind of taking a hiatus. Now it's, you know, we're looking forward for them with The Last of Us 2. So we'll see. Thank you guys for rocking out with me. Sick Humor, brother, I'll talk to you later. Joe, you know, rock out with you. Craig, all you guys in the chat, thanks for rocking out with me. I will check you guys out on Twitter. Take it easy, bros.